Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Uh, the weather's better where you are than I am than here. It's rather chilly and drizzly and dark all day, so I have a lot of light in here. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do some more Matthew, which I haven't done in a while. Work towards getting that done. Matthew is 28, I think. We're on number 23, so we'll do 23 and 24, maybe 25, if that's okay. With Jesus still with his disciples. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, the teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must be careful to do everything they tell you. But do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. So very important. They tie up heavy, cumbersome loads and put them on other people's shoulders, but they themselves are not willing to lift a finger to move them. We see that today, absolutely. Everything they do is done for people to see. They make their phylacteries wide and the tassels on their garments long. They love the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They love to be greeted with respect in the marketplace and be called rabbi by others. This is for all denominations. Just not the finery, all the titles, the schmoozing and on TV with the celebrities and people in power. That's what it is. No, you look for the humble ones. Humble. But you are not but you are not to be called rabbi, but you have one teacher, and you are all brothers. And you do not call anyone on earth father, but you have one father, and he is in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. The greatest among you will be your servant. But those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. To grow in spirit, folks, you have to lessen yourself. You have to lessen yourself. Become less so that you can become more spiritually. Like take a step back, walk backwards from being human so you can walk forward in spirit. It's a choice, personal choice. There's going to be sacrifices that need to be made. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You yourselves do not enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to. If they decide who's allowed to enter. Since they decide, you become confess to us, you forgive you for your sins. I don't need forgiveness from somebody else that I don't know that I've wronged. You really don't need forgiveness from somebody that you have wronged. That's up to them. That's between them, themselves, and God. You need self forgiveness. Know that God's forgiven you, and forgive yourself. Ask forgiveness. Ease your conscience. Ask forgiveness. Apologize, of course. Try to correct the wrong. Ask forgiveness. But whether you get it from the person, that's between them and God. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You travel over land and sea to win a single convert. And when you have succeeded, you make them twice as much a child of hell as you are. Woe to you, blind guides! You say, if anyone swears by the temple, it means nothing. But anyone who swears by the gold of the temple is bound by that oath. You blind fools, which is greater, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred? Where is the temple? You are the temple. What's the temple hold? God. Where's God in us? In our soul, a piece of light. We each are the temple of God. You blind fools, which is greater, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred? You also say, if anyone swears by the altar, it means nothing. But anyone who swears by the gift on the altar is bound by that oath. You blind men, which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? Therefore, anyone who swears by the altar swears by it, by everything on it. And anyone who swears by the temple swears by it, by the one who dwells in it. And anyone who swears by heaven swears by God's throne, by the one who sits on it. higher thing to praise and offer sacrifice to, and swear to, is God. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You give a tenth of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law: justice, mercy, and faithfulness. You should have practiced the latter, faithfulness, without neglecting the former. You blind guides, you strain out a gnat, you strain out at a gnat, swallow a camel. You strain out a gnat, small words. You offer out very little. You take much more sin, a camel, much larger things upon themselves. So they're taking a lot in, but they're giving very little out. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. So they put on all this finery, this facade, on how holy they are, but inside they're filthy, rotten, corrupt. Blind Pharisee, first clean the inside of the cup and dish, and then the outside also will be clean. Take care of the inner you. That'll permeate outward. We all have facades. We all wear masks. Some are more visible, some are less visible. Everyone wears a mask to some degree, some moment in time. Some more than others, some less than others. Some more often than others, some less often than others. Focus on the inside. Clean your house, your temple. Let it shine forth. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean. Again, the same metaphor. In the same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness. That's the Pope right there. I don't think he is what he is. Looks appears to be on the outside. I've seen his inside. Trust me. He ain't somebody you need to be associated with. Ask for discernment. Darkness. Ask for discernment of God's word and truth, his wisdom, his knowledge, his will, of him. So you can discern what is truth and what is not. Keep asking for it. And if you receive it, see that sight, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised for what you thought, who you thought was righteous is not. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You build tombs for the prophets and decorate the graves of the righteous. And you say, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. So you testify against yourselves that you are the descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead, then, and complete what your ancestors started. You dare them, go ahead, complete the murdering of the prophets. They're taking down him. Keep going on doing what you're doing. You snakes, you brood of vipers, how will you escape being condemned to hell? Therefore, I am sending you prophets and sages and teachers. Some of them you will kill and crucify. Others you will flog in your synagogues and pursue from town to town. So upon you will come all the righteous blood that has been shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel, the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the temple and the altar. Truly I tell you, all this will come on this generation. And they continue. All those who leading people astray, falsehoods, lies, deception, they're out there. And they're doing it more and more every day. They don't know what they're bringing on themselves. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you, how often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you were not willing. Look, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And they haven't. Doesn't mean hate present day Jerusalem, hate present day Israel, hate present day Jews. No. People today a lot of people still today hate them, blaming them for something that their ancestors did. Why? People blaming you for something your ancestors did? No. Past is past. Present is present. Future is future. 24. Jesus left the temple and was walking away when his disciples came up to him to call his attention to its buildings. Do you see all these things? He asked. Truly I tell you, not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down. Which they were. As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately. Tell us, they said, when will this happen? What will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? People still ask today. Jesus answered, people aren't going to see the sign because they're not looking. Jesus answered, watch out that no one deceives you. That's the key thing. For many will come in my name, claiming, I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation. Messages are reiterated, talked about. And nation after nation will fall, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. These have been going on for some time. Then you'll be handed over to be persecuted and put to death. You will be hated by all nations because of me. And at that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other. Many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. It's going on more and more. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. So important to maintain your faith. Focus on God. Him first. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. It has been. So when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation, so what is that holy place? So when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation, speaking of Antichrist, most likely speaking of, spoken of through the prophet Daniel, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Again, referencing fleeing to the mountains. Lazarus, not Lazarus, but Lot, fleeing to the mountains. The message is said, flee to the mountains. Stay away from the cities. Everybody's going to tend to go to the cities. Or people, no. Flee to the mountains. Get away from the cities. So when you see standing in the holy place, what that holy place is, I'm not sure. Whether it's Jerusalem, temple site, whether it's Vatican, whatever. You see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation. Is it the Pope right now? Is it somebody else yet to come? Not sure. Again, flee to the mountains. Let no one on the housetop go down to take anything out of the house. In other words, don't go back to get something. Leave it all behind. Let's go. Let no one in the field go back to get their cloak. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that your flight will not take place in winter or on the Sabbath. But then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, never to be equaled again. So be prepared. If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. For the sake of the elect, those men servants, those who truly believe, taken up first. At that time, if anyone says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect, to deceive them as well. See, I have told you ahead of time. So those servants, true belief, be careful. Be careful. Keep asking for that discernment of him in darkness so you can tell the difference. So if anyone tells you, there he is, out in the wilderness, do not go out. Or here he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as lightning that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever there is a carcass, there the vultures will gather. In the cities, masses of people dying, suffering. Go away from the cities, go away from the carcass, go further out. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened. Mentioned that in yesterday's message. And the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. The sun will be darkened. It will be at nighttime or an eclipse. The moon will not give its light. In the daytime or an eclipse as well. The stars will fall from the sky, comets, the asteroids. The heavenly bodies will be shaken. Impact the earth, causing the heavenly bodies to look like they're shaking. Don't know. Different ways to interpret that. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Again, he's already here. As he says, everything has not been The veil is still before us. And he will send his, even Mary, Mother Mary Medjugorje, here and there, said that there will be a sign. Many people flock to it, but they won't believe it. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from all corners of the earth, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, only the Father knows the exact moment. As it was in the days of Noah, so will be at the coming of the Son of Man. So in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. They knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. Two men will be in the field, one will be taken, and the other left behind. Two women will be grinding with a hand mill, one will be taken, and the other left. That's 50%, folks. Talked about this before. 50%. But the first taking, 50% taken, 50% remain. That's still a high percent. That's encouraging. But it's not everybody. This thing teaches everybody. Some faiths, some churches, oh, the rapture. We will all be taken up. No, we will all not be taken up. Everybody will all have a chance to go to the light. Final chance, final test. But initially, at the beginning, it's telling us 50%. In the middle of doing whatever they're doing. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. But understand this. If the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him, thief in the night. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of the servants in his household to give them their food at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. In other words, those who serve him need to be serving him. Truly I tell you, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose that his possessions are souls, seeking eternal life. Suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, my master is staying away a long time. God hasn't come yet. So this is speaking to those who are serving God. He hasn't come yet. I don't know when he's going to come. Nobody knows. So I'm going to keep him. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'll get back to whatever it is he wants me to do. That's not what he wants. My master's staying away in a long time. It's okay for me to neglect him. And he then begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Those who serve him continue to serve him, keep him priority number one. You don't know when that is. You don't know when your time is. You don't know when his arrival time is. You've got to be prepared. Number 25. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. Everybody would come out here welcoming everybody. Like they are now, these folks, I send the light. There's a constant welcome home party going on in heaven. 5 of them were foolish. 5 of these 10 virgins were foolish, and 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps, but did not take any oil with them. The wise ones, however, took oil in jars along with their lamps. The bridegroom was a long time in coming, and they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight the cry rang out, here's the bridegroom, come out to meet him. Then all the virgins woke up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish ones said to the wise, give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out. No, they replied, there may not be enough for both us and you. Instead, go to those who sell oil and buy some for yourselves. But while they were on their way to buy the oil, the bridegroom arrived. Virgins who were ready went in with him to the wedding banquet, and the door was shut. Later the others also came. Lord, Lord, they said, open the door for us. But he replied, truly I tell you, I don't know you. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know the day or the hour. It tells us again, it said those who get stuck in the mist, they assume they're just automatically going to go to the light. who weren't focused. There's only a limited time. They weren't ready at the time of their passing. And that limited time, that door was open, that gate was open, that train or that ship was leaving the station or dock. It left without them. So it's important to be, don't wait till you're passing. Be ready at before you're passing. Start getting rid of things. Start preparing yourself inside spiritually. Because you don't know when your time is up. Just because you're super healthy, just because you're rich or wealthy or famous, or you're in the middle of doing something, or you're young and healthy, it doesn't matter. He knows your time. He knows what time how long you're going to be here. The exact moment of your passing. It could be early in life, it could be late in life, it could be in best of health, it could be in bad health. So you need to be ready by letting go of things, letting go of places, letting go of people, at least in your mind and your heart, to a degree where you're not able to let go, you're not ready when it's your time, and you're focused, like Lot's wife, on this world and not on him. And you're going to miss the boat. You don't want that. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and trusted his wealth with them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. The man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things, but I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant, so you knew that I harvest where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed? Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him, and give it to the one who has 10 bags. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from him. Throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That speaks of faith. Whoever has little, much more will they be given. Whoever has much, what they have will be taken away from them. So faith. So the first 2 servants had, but they sought more faith, sought more of God. They were given. They were hungered for God. They thirsted for Him, and they received more. Not things of this world. The other ones was that content with what he had. He didn't want to grow in a life. He said, hey, I believe in God. I'm good. So even that faith he had was taken from him. So he was lazy. Continually seek more of God. You want to be hungry for God. All that God is. Grow in Him and learn about Him. You thirst for His knowledge and His wisdom. Not the things of this world. Don't be content with your faith. Don't be content with your faith. Want more of it. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right, and the goats on his left. So he's going to split everybody up. Then the king will say to those on his right, come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance. The kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. All these souls are being guided to the light. They're being taken. The sheep, the lost sheep. The sheep being taken, they're good. Constantly being taken. But the lost sheep are being taken. They have been being taken up. The goats, not. Come, you who are blessed. Then the king will say to those on his right, come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. You helped others. You passed the tests, pop quizzes. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. In other words, whatever you do the least of my sheep, my flock, so you do unto me. Keep that in mind. Then he will say to those on his left, Depart from me, you are accursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me. They also will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you? He will reply, Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for the one of the least of these, you did not do for me. Then he will go away to eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. Again, be on the lookout for these pop quizzes God gives you. Somebody on a street corner, and you have money on you. Give them what you have. Hold the door for somebody in need you come upon. At least offer them assistance, helping the poor, helping a loved one, helping a stranger. You can't say to yourself, oh, they're just going to do this, what they're going to do. You don't know that. You don't know that. You never know because he's looking at everything. It may be him. It may be an angel. It may just be a human being. He's just seeing how you're going to treat your brother. You don't know. It's a pop quiz. You want to pass those. Plus, that's adding to your treasure in heaven, which you're not going to receive treasure in heaven. You're going to hoard it to yourself. Like people hoard things, wealth, and this. You don't need it. Once you're in heaven, you don't need it. But it helps you to balance out the bad. I give all my treasure in heaven away. Lord, take it all. Give it all away. I've been promised where I've been promised to be in heaven, and in the core, before holding the face of God. So well, I won't need my treasure. Anytime I continue to build it, continue to give it away. You don't know when your time is. So you want to pass these pop quizzes. The story, the instance on the Las Vegas trip, I shared this many times before with many people. I mean, I used to be like that. Oh, it's just kind of, back when there was people getting bugs and stuff, helping out people on the street corner. You don't know. I used to be like that. No, that's just gonna use it for drugs or booze or whatever. They're gonna try and no, so I'm not gonna do it. Then I realized, no, that's not the way to be. There was time in Las Vegas, rushing about with relatives, getting back to the hotel. There's lots of people homeless. Some of them are homeless. Some of them have a home place, a roof over their head, but just stay, but no way to get income. So they're panhandling. Many live on the street. Many live in the tunnels. Well, it's like Vegas, all these wonderful resorts and this opulence, but underneath those, down underneath the streets, under the ground, in the tunnels, flood-controlled tunnels, there's a population, homeless, live there and down there in the dark, in the tunnels, beneath all that opulence. Don't be fooled by, again, what's on the outside, the inside of Las Vegas, deep down underground. That's the reality of it. So, but I passed one. I had $5 bill. I knew I had a $5 bill, so I don't usually carry money. And I was like, oh, we're in a hurry. No, I can't stop. Of all those ones, one just, I sensed, reached out to me. Then another one further on. Again, no, in a hurry. So I didn't do it. And I was on my way back to my car, walking back down the strip myself. Came down the stairs in front of Caesar's Palace with all its opulence. Saw the corner of my eye, another one laying down by one of those low fountain bowls. And again, I didn't stop. The third one that I actually really noticed. I looked at him, saw him, and just turned back and started to continue on. And a loud voice in my head, 3 times, Tim? Stopped me dead in my tracks. Nearly thought of Peter, denying God, denying Jesus, our Lord, 3 times. Yeah, I thought I was all faithful, good servant of Christ. Stopped me dead in my tracks. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Lord. I'm so sorry, Lord. Forgive me. Got the $5, gave it to him, went my way. And again, could have been an angel, could have been just a poor person, could have been a hustler. Doesn't matter. You were tested. You did. You passed your test. You did what you needed to do. If that's not a real person, that's not a real person. It's from heaven. You're good. If it was a real person, you helped out. Good. If they don't, if they're a real person and they don't use it for what you intended it for, that's on them. They use it for something bad. That's on them. They use it for something good. Great. When you don't give something, do you give a gift to somebody, a loved one? Say, hey, this is what I want you to do with it. This is how I want you to treat it. Take care of it. No, it's their gift. Once you give it to them, it's theirs to do with as they please. So it's not for you to be concerned with. You did what you needed to do. So don't let that stop you. Just give it. Move to give it. Pass that test. Now we'll end with that. That leaves us 26, 27, 28 next time. So I hope this gave some understanding to you, some meaning to you, some new light upon, shed some new light upon something, new way of thinking, something to think about. Hope plant some seeds in your mind, in your heart, soul, spirit. And again, focus on Him. Want more of Him. Don't be content. And be content with what you have in the physical world. Don't be content with what you have spiritually. Want more of Him. Seek Him. Ask for Him. Knock for Him. Not the things of this world. Peace of Christ. God bless.